I've got a question for you. What does the most successful person you know and the absolute biggest loser you know have in common with you? Do you know what they are? Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. But first, let me ask you a couple more questions. How would you like to win a lot more when dealing with other people, money, and with yourself in just 5 minutes? Then next time you run into a situation or a problem or whatever, it might be with family, a family member or a friend or maybe a person at work, whoever, doesn't matter. You'll know exactly what you can do or say to get more of whatever it is you want. Or how would you like to make almost anybody you meet like you instantly? Or how about being able to get almost any other person to do almost anything that you want? Or how would you like to start becoming more influential and persuasive with the people in your life? Or perhaps you'd like to start winning more people to your way of thinking. Or what would you like to be able to build instant rapport with almost anyone? How about some actions that you can take right now to possibly create more wealth in ways that you probably never even thought of? Or perhaps how to easily correct some of the potentially big mistakes that may be keeping you from the wealth that you want. By the way, as a chartered financial consultant and financial advisor for the past 37 plus years, most of these mistakes that we've seen with money have come from some of the most diligent people. Mistakes they've made mostly because they say no one ever told them about them. Mistakes ranging from why you should almost never have a son or daughter listed on your bank accounts to why you may not even want to have your spouse listed on some accounts either. And in fact, another mistake we see is why your will or trust may be worth no more than the paper it's written on. In fact, as soon as you see and hear why some of these mistakes are made, you may be wanting to run out and take immediate action yourself. Now, although we're going to be going over some very, very important things that pertain to money and wealth, the majority of this episodes that we're going to be covering is how to get much more when dealing with people. We're going to go over things that many of the most successful people in the world have been doing since biblical times. Things that are just as effective today as they were back then. Now, just so you know, I didn't make up or invent any of these things. And if I told you I did, I'd be lying. However, for over 37 years now, I've studied extensively on these topics and have been using them myself. The fact is, these are things that people like Dale Carnegie and Rockefeller and Vanderbilt used to get ahead. In fact, they built empires by getting excellent results when dealing with people. Let me ask you another question. Have you ever tried cutting a tomato with a dull knife? Right? We all have, right? The thing is, over time, we all get dull. We lose our edge. We're going to cover how to sharpen your skills and get your edge back. Now, this is so important because according to many experts, only about 15% of your success is due to your technical knowledge. The other 85% is due to your people skills. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a student or a senior, a doorman, or a doctor. It really doesn't matter. The things we're going to talk about apply to everyone. So before we finish up though, I wanted to share a story with you. And as far as I know, it's an absolutely true story. It's about a taxi cab driver in New York City who wanted to make more money. See, he worked for a big taxi company who provided him a cab to drive. Now, he had no choice which cab he got. However, he did get the same cab every day. Now, from the outside, this cab was not pretty at all. It was old. It had seen its best days, and he had no control over that. What he did have control over is what he did with his cab. It started with washing the cab front to back every single day. At least once a week, he would have it waxed. Now, inside was just as worn out as the outside. It showed its age. However, every morning, he started out by making sure it was spotless. He would use Armor All on the seats, on the doors, and pretty much everywhere he could. He washed the windows inside and out. He put new carpet runners on the floors, and he vacuumed them almost every day. When he picked up a passenger, he would jump out and not just walk, but he literally would run, open the door for them, and help them in like a chauffeur. He would introduce himself, he would welcome his passenger, he would ask them what radio station or music they would like to listen to during their ride. He offered them the current newspaper or magazine to read. He even kept a cooler on the front seat and offered them a free bottled water or a soft drink or soda and snacks such as cookies or chips. Then when he arrived at the destination, again he would hop out and run around the car, open up the door again like a chauffeur and help his passenger out. Then he thanked them for riding with him. He asked them if they would be needing any other rides anywhere that day or coming up, and would often set up appointments for future rides. Bottom line, this driver earned about 3 to 4 times as much money as any other driver with the same company. People would tip him more than they ever tipped any other driver. Now, while you're not a taxi driver most likely, but what can you do with what you have to get more? More of whatever it is that you want. Okay, you get the idea. By the way, remember a minute or two ago I asked you what the most successful person you know and the absolute biggest loser you know have in common with you? Remember that? Well, actually there's 2 things you have in common with you. Any guesses? Okay, here they go. The first is that each of you have exactly 86,400 seconds in the day. And the second is that neither of you know exactly how many more days you have left. So the point is, don't waste another second because you'll never get it back. Okay, here's the thing. If any of this sounds good to you, or if I have stimulated you to visualize the results that you may see, even if you're able to do just a few of these things, subscribe to this channel and get started now. So before we end, can you do me a favor? Can you hit the like button and the subscribe button? Can you do me that favor? Then when you see your future episode that sounds interesting, click it, watch it, and put what you hear to immediate use. Oh, and by the way, the info on these episodes is going to be given in a very short, quick, and to the point way. Just a few specific things. Things that you can do that day to see immediate results. Oh, and one last thing. If you want to see all of the things that we're going to talk about now, they're actually all in one or both of my 2 most recent books. You might see them on the shelf behind me. And in fact, in this green one, it's not like a novel. It's very different than a novel. In fact, it's written in outline form. So all you have to do is look at the extensive table of comments, see what it is that you're interested in or what you want to do, then just go to that page. It's in an outline. Not much to read. It's very simple, precise, and to the point. Both books are available on Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon, search Ralph Loffredo. That's RALPHLOFFREDO, and you can get a copy. Okay, that's it for now. Just please remember to do me that favor and hit the like button and the subscribe button. Take care, and remember, don't waste